Hey, what's going on, everybody? Back again, another year Buffalo Bills recap coming at you. Yeah, gonna give you my thoughts on this past weekend's game. Heck of a game, man. Buffalo, just resilient bunch. And like I have said, if you've been on this page for the past couple seasons, man, if you have 17 under center, you always have a chance. And I mean, He proved this past Sunday night why he's the MVP of the league, man. Heck of a win, heck of a comeback. I mean, shoot, that's got to be up there. I mean, it's not Frank Reich comeback, but it's darn close. And boy, heck of a game. But yeah, man, Buffalo squeaks it out, 41-40. I mean, if you turn that game on quarters 1 through 3, and heck, even halfway through the fourth quarter, man, Buffalo just it did not look like they had a chance at all. And they gritted down and they got it done, man. You know, to start the game, Buffalo got the ball first, goes right down the field. You know, Josh Allen to Dalton Kincaid on an absolute laser of a throw. And yeah, man, you were feeling really good. But the one kryptonite for the Bills in his career, Derrick Henry, man, he just, more times than not, he absolutely owns this team. And I mean, shoot, he rushed for over 200 yards, and I mean, Buffalo hardly had an answer for him at all. And they, whenever they did kind of finally go to sell out to stop the run, it seemed like, you know, Lamar was able to pick them apart through the air. So lots and lots of issues on the defensive side. I mean, we all kind of knew that after last season. You know, Buffalo went real heavy in the draft defensive-wise. And, you know, they got a bunch of young guys on that defense, but, you know, they've also got some guys that have been there, and they have not stepped up and, you know, really earned their spot. It's kind of, you know, with the cap situation Buffalo's in and whatnot, you know, they're kind of married to what they got. But, you know, I guess at the end of the day, if you have an offense that can put up 41 points a game, I guess you really live with the defense, I guess. I don't know if that's Bean's mentality, but, you know, he's had a whole offseason to address, you know, the defense as a whole, but in particularly the secondary, man, the safety spots, they're very weak. You know, they go out and they bring in, you know, Tre'Davious White. Obviously he's a cornerback, but, you know, rather than try to get some young guys in, you know, they kind of bring back guys that know the system, which I get it from that aspect. But you know, going forward, man, they have really got to address some things on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, yes, they went up against arguably you'd say the Ravens are what, the third best team in the league probably right now. You probably have Philly, Buffalo, and then Baltimore would probably be my top 3. So, and I mean, they're an elite offense who can put up points and put them up quick. So, you know, you kind of got to take it for what that's worth. And then, you know, you don't want to get too nitpicky on a win, but at the same time, man, it looked real bad. You know, shoot, I don't think Baltimore punted until the third quarter of the game. So it's definitely some areas of concern, but it's also week 1 too, so you got to throw that factor in there too. So, but yeah, man, the Bills' offense it's just crazy. I mean, yes, Josh Allen is Superman. He's the MVP. He is the offense. You know, you put probably 29 of the other quarterbacks in the league in that Buffalo offense, and they do not get you the same result that Josh Allen gets you. They're very kind of cut and paste. I mean, you got Joshua Palmer, Khalil Shakir, as your kind of 2 and 3 wideouts, and then you got Keon Coleman, who's a second-year receiver. But man, he stepped up big time. He was over 100 yards receiving, touchdown catch. He looked very good. If he's able to develop into that guy that Buffalo, kind of saw when they drafted him last year, that just makes him even more scary. And then obviously you have James Cook back there doing James Cook things. He got his money, and he looked like he didn't really miss much of a step. It's fun to watch, especially if you've been a Bills fan for as many years as I have. Looking back at all the teams that we've had during the past 25 years or so, and the different offenses, and this is just, man, it's fun to watch. Gotta definitely enjoy it. Josh this is his 8th season already, which is crazy. So but man, yeah, just fun times to be a Bills fan. Shoot, you look at the stats, the fourth quarter alone, Josh Allen threw, I think they said, over 250 yards, 2 touchdown passes. It's not touchdown passes, but scored 2 touchdowns. He's a different guy, man. And I really think, man, I say it every year, and I go into the season trying not to get my hopes up, but if they can just get a little consistency out of that defense, this is a team that's just, they're headed for the Super Bowl, man. Assuming everybody stays healthy and they can get some kind of consistent play from that defense. They don't have to be a shutdown, hold the other team to 10-point type defenses, but man, show up and do just enough to where you can let Josh and the offense go out and do their thing. This team has it pretty much lined up to make a deep run this year. Again, that's saying everybody stays healthy, but it's definitely hard not to be optimistic this year. Watching them at Hard Knocks, everybody just looks really relaxed and comfortable in their own skin, and then you go out there and you're down 15 points in the fourth quarter with under 5 minutes to play, and you're able to pull out a win, with a kicker that you just signed 3-4 days prior, who's never been in the building, never worked with the holder, the long snapper. It was a heck of a win. It's a heck of a team, man. I'm excited to see what they can do going forward. Looking forward to week 2. They go to the Jets, and the Jets have potential to be, I wouldn't say dangerous, but I'd probably say pesky. They have a guy in Justin Fields now who, he's kind of got a chip on his shoulder after bouncing around from 2 different teams to, finally kind of finding a spot there on the Jets. Obviously their defense has been, fairly good. And they have playmakers, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. They've got pieces to be pesky. So this week should be a good test. I would think this would be a good test for our defense to see how they bounce back. You're going to go up against Justin Fields, who's mobile. He's not, on Lamar's level by any means, but I think it'd be a good test for them to see, where they stack up after a week of film and, getting done playing a game against the quarterback like that. So we'll see, and then obviously the Bills offense, how do they shake up against the Jets? The Jets play them tough. Every time they play them, it's, it seems like it's, the final score may not always show it, but it definitely seems like it's always a challenge. So yeah, we'll see. I would I would think Buffalo goes in and gets the W, but you know, it's the NFL, man. It's week 2. Guys are still figuring things out, so we'll see. But yeah, you know, 1-0 going to the next week, man. That's really all we're focused on. You know, you hear Joe Brady after every game that the Bills win, they're 1-0. They're on to the next one. So, but yeah, man, heck of a way to start the season. I mean, shoot, we very well may have gotten the game of the year locked up already. And for once, we're on the winning side of it, so that's fun. You know, then they had a crazy stat, like a team that ran for over 250 yards and had 40 combined, you know, points, were like 270-0 in games like that, and now they're 271, and it's fun to be on the good side of those crazy stats for once. So, but anyway, yeah, we'll be back next week post Meadowlands game against the Jets, and yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in, and go Bills.